Alright, and we're live, pal. Once again, baby. So, hey, Andy here. And I know I said I was going to take a break, but, well, you know how that goes. Just feeling really good. And especially during finals week, too. Like, what the hell, right? I should be stressed out of my fucking mind right now. But, yeah, just feeling really good. Just wanted to come on here and chat with y'all for a little bit, because I don't have class / exams until a little bit later. So, just come on here, chat shit with y'all while I drink my coffee and eat my nanners. Not super hungry today, so I figured just 2 bananas will suffice. Let's see here. So, I already, excuse me, I already had my first cup of coffee, so I guess we'll go for number 2. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, I already had cup number 1, so I'll just put that off to the side for now. And, yeah, sadly I'm running low on my premium beans, so all I got is the Kamini special, or gold special, to be more specific. This is far from premium. This is like really shit pre-ground stuff. But the trick with doing really shit coffee, at least in a French press anyway, is to not have it on quite as long as like your normal premium stuff. For like normal premium stuff, if you have it on for like, you know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 minutes max, it's not going to be too bad. But if you have this thing longer than like 4 minutes, it's going to turn bitter real quick. So we'll reheat, even though it's not that cold, reheat the water in here. And we're not even going to like steep the grounds or none of that stuff. We're just going to get straight into it. So, finals you got coming up. So for today, have I don't know if we're gonna do macroeconomics. This finals week has been very confusing, to be honest with you guys, because normally for finals week you have like a schedule for when your finals are, and then once you're done with the finals, like that's it, right? But I guess this semester they're trying to do something different. So, like, there's 1 day of class. Well, class. It's really just like studying for your finals. And then the next day you have your finals. So, I don't even know if we're gonna have any finals today, to be honest. I don't know if they're just gonna wait for like Thursday, Friday to actually do any finals. I don't know. It's really strange. So, excuse me. So technically, at this time, I haven't done any finals. It's been studying. So I have my macroeconomics and then my news writing final, either today or Friday. One of the two. So we got that going on. And then tomorrow, we definitely have 2 finals. One for financial accounting and the other for team communications. So, oh yeah. Like I'm not, like the only final I'm actually worried about would be my financial accounting. And even then, like I've come a really long way from where I first was. Because when I first took that class, like I didn't know shit. You know, I was really fucking bad. Bombed a lot of stuff initially, but you know, once I got the hang of it, I wasn't too bad. Like I'm not expecting an A from that course at all, but I think I'll pass. Pretty sure. So, alright, so yeah, like I said, we're not going to be doing any bloom in the grounds for these guys, but we are going to be mixing it in because they tend to float if you don't, so just mix it in. Try to get all that shit off. You're not gonna You're not gonna be able to get all of it off the spoon, but you just gotta try your best, you know. So yeah, fuck it. Here we are. Right, so 38, 39, 44. So at 41, we're gonna pull her up. Jesus. Shit's thicker than a Snicker. Tell you what. Okay. Actually, it'd be 42, my bad. Okay, so how's the old Colony Macaroni? Most of that shit's over in Tokyo, really. Like in Kanagawa, like it's it's pretty amazing just what being separated by a river can do for you. Like it's pretty much night and day on the other side of the river over in Kawasaki, which in Japanese literally translates to before the river. So, as far as over here, where I'm at, it's nothing too bad. I mean, obviously you got to take it somewhat seriously, you know, if you go into like the more city parts. But you know, further away from the city, especially the further away from Tokyo you get, you know, it's not that bad. You know, just obviously practice, you know, common sense stuff, you know, wear the mask, social distance, all that fun stuff. But yeah, speaking of old Colony Macaroni, I know I shared this on an update post, but your boy got locked out of his Twitter account because I was cracking jokes with my friends, and apparently old Big Daddy Jack didn't like that and locked me out of my Twitter account. Now, I'm not banned per se, I'm just locked out of my account, so I gotta go back in there and I guess delete the tweet or something like that. I don't fucking know. But in order for me to do that, I have to give a phone number, and I don't have like an actual phone number per se. I just have Skype numbers, and apparently they don't take those. So yeah. So I guess if I'm really feeling up to it, I might have to get like a Rakuten number or some shit like that, and just go from there. But yeah, it's kind of bullshit, man, because like I even had to pay extra on Skype for a Japanese phone number, because I guess they're cracking down on that shit now too. So you had to pay. I know, it's like, oh my god, poor people problems, but I had to go from like $2 or $3 a month just to have the number to like $6 a month. So yeah, I know. Which isn't that bad, but it's still just kind of like, okay, you know, if I had to pay extra, you know, you'd expect being able to be counted as a legitimate number, right? Because, you know, in order to do that, you had to like give out your information, I had to tell them where I live, and, you know, all this other stuff. But it's still not considered a real boy number, right? So, but with the American number that I have, I can receive verification texts and stuff like that. But for some reason, Twitter, it's weird, right? Because Twitter doesn't accept the American Skype number, but they accept the Japanese Skype number, but the Japanese Skype number doesn't receive SNS texts. It doesn't receive like text messages, but the American one does. So I don't know. I might eventually unlock it once I get a real boy number, but right now I'm just not in any fucking hurry, because I got a bunch of other shit to worry about before I get to that. Yeah, exactly. You know. And plus, like, to be honest with you guys, like, for me, Twitter was turning into Facebook. What Facebook was. Oh, shit. Gotta... Ow, sorry. I was losing track of time here. But, damn, this shit's thicker than a Snicker, boy. Alright, let me take a little off top. God damn. Shit's in there. Fucking A. swear I didn't put that much fucking grounds in there. Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Must have been stuck on something. I guess I gotta clean this thing out. Getting a little hard to press down these days. But, shit. That it? Damn. Alright. Well, fill it up the rest of the way with the hot water. At least I don't have to repurpose it elsewhere. So, yeah, top her off. Yeah, nice. Fucking nice. Yeah, like I was saying, Twitter was becoming like what Facebook was for me a while ago, where I would just spend like way too much fucking time on it and get like way too wound up about shit that doesn't really apply to me, you know? Or like shit that was basically out of my control. So, you know, I was starting to get to that point with Twitter, you know, where I was spending like way too much time on it and not enough time on other more important things. So, plus I wasn't really getting much interaction on there anyway, so, you know. I basically saw Twitter more as like influencer Facebook anyway, and none of the influencers were talking to me, so Shogun I. Oi, how you going, mate? G'day. Yeah, hopefully your face is feeling better there, Ian. I saw the pictures on Discord and I was like, ooh, shit. Goodness. But yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much where I've been at now with Twitter not being an option for me anymore. Like, you know, it's it'd be one thing if I couldn't just access my account, but I can't even like get onto Twitter anymore and just kind of scroll anonymously. I mean, I can if I really wanted to, but it's a big fucking to-do and just more trouble than it's worth, really. And wouldn't be able to see like any of the people I'm following anyway, so I'd have to just go through like the general feed. And Jesus, if I thought my feed was full of despair, the general feed is even fucking worse. So, yeah, like I said, I might, you know, if I get like a real boy number, I might unlock it and get back on. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot different than where I was on it initially, where I was just fucking sharing everything and stuff like that. So it's just too much of a time suck, and you know, I should be spending more of that time actually making videos instead of sharing wholesome heckin' puppers as much as I love them, or you know, talking smack about old cloying macaroni before Big Daddy Jack gives me a spanking. Ah, goodness. So, but that aside, I've been coming up with a couple good ideas for future videos. I think this downtime is starting to unlock shit in my brain that's been it's kind of sitting there, you know. So we got some new vlog ideas, some new ideas for the editing channel. 'Cause that's the thing I'm going to be focusing a lot of time on. Because, like, to be honest, I love doing the Andy Japandy stuff, and I love coming on here and Japan Fishing YouTube channel. I think that actually would do really well if you think about it. You know, there's just come on there and, you know, just go to one of like the local ponds or whatever with a bunch of oyaji sitting around. You could probably do it like a live stream or something like that, right? Just kind of set the camera on like a tripod, sitting there just chatting shit, fishing. It'd be funny. But yeah. So in other news, I wanted to show you guys a new purchase that just came in today. Mecca, where it comes to tackle. Yeah, for sure, for real. Like, I don't think anybody's really, no pun intended, but tackled the fishing scene in Japan. Certainly none of the J-bloggers, I'll tell you that fucking much. Yeah. So here's something new that I got. Not the camera, I've had the camera, but the cage from Small Rig. They recently released a new one for the A7C. The one they had before didn't have the extended grip, but this is one that just came out and apparently sold out pretty quickly. So if you try to get it from their website, you have to wait like 5 weeks for them to get it back in stock. So I got it just in time. But yeah, I got it mostly just to, you know, deal with the shallow grip of the A7C, because that's my main problem with this camera, is that the grip is too fucking shallow. So you can see the difference. So the main grip stops at the silver part, and then the extended grip obviously starts here. So it's a bit of a difference in terms of grip size. So I don't really have that big of hands, really. But even for me and my relatively smaller hands, I was, you know, having trouble like gripping onto the camera and, you know, adjusting lens and stuff like that. So having this extra bit of grip, and also it's even though it looks to be like the same material as the original grip, actually has a different feel to it. So it feels, well, for lack of a better term, grippier than the original grip, which feels more like kind of like a premium leather sort of suitcase handle type grip, which is fine. But this has like a kind of a waxier sort of texture to it. So, you know, the grip's not nearly as good as the A7SC, or A7S3 rather, but still pretty darn good. And, you know, with the extra mounting options, you know, if I wanted to like have the camera over on the side, or, you know, whatever the case, you know, I have like way more options for upgrades in the future or whatever. Now I got this, I got it online at the Small Rig store, because that's apparently the only place they sell it. Actually, they sell it on B&H Photo too, but they don't ship it to Japan for some reason. B&H Photo is fucking weird like that. Like, sometimes they ship some shit, but other times they don't. It's fucking weird. And especially with Sony stuff too, like they're very particular about that. I guess they have like some embargo or some shit going on, I don't know. It's fucking weird like that. Because when I was trying to buy my A7C, I was looking fucking everywhere for good deals for that. And, you know, I went to, obviously, Amazon first, but since it was such a new camera, I couldn't, like, get it used for, you know, cheaper deal. And Amazon JP, well, I wanted the body imported, you know, so that would have the English option. Not just for my own convenience, but, you know, for resellability, like I said earlier. Because, you know, if I were to sell the Japanese model in Japan, obviously it would do pretty well, but even then, like, the Japanese resale market amongst the Japanese isn't that good. Because Japanese want, like, the newest, the latest and greatest and all this other shit. So while there is a definite, you know, good marketplace for secondhand items, it's not quite to the extent as it is in other countries in terms of people actually buying shit from them. So I figured, just to make it, you know, the most marketable once, you know, it is up for sale, you know, it'd just be best to have the international model. So, which is ironic because the international model has like 5 or 6 different languages, none of them Japanese. Originally I thought it had Japanese with it as well, but apparently it's like either you get the Japanese model, which has only Japanese, or you get the international model, which has every other language except for Japanese. You'd think they just put it on there, right? Like, they have the data. It's not like it's gonna take up too much firmware storage space for all that, right? I don't know. probably some kind of embargo thing. Like, Sony's fucking weird about that shit, man. Like, Panasonic and Canon are pretty good about it. Like, if I really wanted to get more into, like, the Panasonic side of the house or the Canon side of the house, you know, I could just get everything here. And I think that's why a lot of filmmakers and photographers get into Panasonic and Canon here more than Sony, because Sony's kind of mendokusai for their tastes, and I understand it. But for me, I really wanted to get back into Sony because I just miss the ease of use of everything. You know, like with my Panasonic, as much as I love it, it just, for some things, it just didn't really work. Like, especially picture taking. Like, I think I've taken more pictures on my A7C than I have videos, to be honest, just because I really miss it, you know? Even with my A5100 back in the day, you know, I was looking back at some old pictures that I took with it, and it was just with the kit lens. It's not like I had, like, super awesome glass, and oh, that's why it looks so fucking good. I just had, like, either the kit lens or the zoom lens that I got with it. Or I didn't get it with it, I had to buy it separately, but whatever, semantics. And just looking at them now, and yeah, there's, obviously I know more about photography and stuff now than I did then, so yeah, I could have done a little better with stuff, but I think overall the images still hold up, even 5, 6, going on 7 years later, you know? So, And plus, like I said, you know, with Eric Surf 6 getting into full frame, which I convinced him to, by the way, rightfully so, I also wanted a good backup camera in case something happened with his, either he forgot it, or, you know, maybe like a lens was damaged, or something. You know, there's always something. So it's good to have a good solid backup, I think. And so the last, I say the last, right, piece that I want to get for that camera is a new lens. Now, the kit lens, I think, is the major weakness, one of the major weaknesses of the A7C. The other two would be the shallow grip and the kind of shitty rangefinder, which for me, since I'm not really a photographer by trade, you know, the shitty rangefinder isn't that big of a deal for me. But I get it, for like photographers, it might be a deal breaker, I don't know. But for me, I don't really give a shit. But yeah, the next thing I definitely want to get is a proper lens for it, because the kit lens, I don't know, Sony's usually pretty good about kit lenses. And I think, you know, obviously if you dial it in, the pictures are pretty darn good. But, you know, it's just, it has its limitations, we'll say. It's a new place. No, I'm still at the same place, Jim. I was going to move, but I had some trouble getting a guarantor company to give me the go-ahead. So I wasn't able to move down to Oiso like I wanted to originally. So I'm still at the same place out in Kawasaki, and ended up spending the money that I was going to use to move in on the A7C. So even if they did call today and was like, "Hey, you can move in," I was like, "Shogunai, my guy, ain't got the funds for now." But yeah, basically, what happened with that was I was talking with the Fudo-san, and they were talking with the Oya-san, and they both wanted me to move in. They were like super okay with it, and they just wanted to get a guarantor company to make sure, you know, because that's how they are. So they were going through, I think they said like 3 or 4 different guarantor companies. And they said, yeah, once we get a guarantor company to give you the go-ahead, then we'll call you, and then we'll get everything all set up. But they haven't really called me. and I kept on checking back with them and didn't really get anything solid as far as like, yeah, you know, we're contacting so and so, and you know, it'll happen soon, you know, some form of progress. It was just kind of wishy-washy type shit. So yeah, I just kept on waiting. I think I waited for like almost a month before I just decided, fuck it. You know. And that's when I bought the A7C. So yeah, I figure, you know, as much as I'd like to have my own place, especially with me being in school right now, probably financially won't be the best decision until I get like an actual job, you know, with work visa and everything. Just because, you know, once they see the work visa, I think the guarantor companies will be like, oh, okay, you know, he's here for a bit more than just a short stint, right? So I think they'll feel a little more confident, you know, once I have a work visa and, you know, a job listed and everything like that, versus just, you know, he's on a student visa and he's only going to be here for a little bit and stuff like that. So I think that's probably what spooked him a bit. Although I kind of wish they would have just told me that up front so I wouldn't have had to waste my time, but Shogunai and such. So the plan is, once I'm done with school, which should be around this time next year, then we'll see if, I don't know, if that particular apartment will be available or something similar. Because I've been looking at other places in that area as well, and they're still pretty darn good, you know, and very affordably priced, especially for what you get. So I figure, you know, once we get that all situated, and then I get the work visa and, you know, get a job situated, then we'll get going with that. So speaking of which, so the company I work for, doing like online editing, you may want it to be elsewhere, especially depending on what job you get. Yeah, that is true. Just depends on the job, really. But I think considering where things are going now, you know, I'm fine being further south in Kanagawa. So, and the commute's not too bad, so if I need to get to Tokyo, it's really not that bad. But, you know, just with the connections and stuff I'm making, it's very likely I'll be able to find a good job down there. So, yeah, like once I get the bachelor's degree, it's going to open a lot of doors for me, because, you know, the thing is, like, living in Japan, it's actually very easy to find work here. Like, very easy. The problem is, without a bachelor's degree, it's pretty much impossible to get anybody to sponsor your visa as like a work visa. If you have some sort of other visa, whether it's spouse visa or in my case a student visa, then, you know, it's not a problem. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll hire you, no big deal. So, but I figure, you know, once I get an actual full-time job, then I'll actually have the income and won't have to worry about, you know, am I going to make rent this month or whatever, because like I said, with the GI Bill, it's very inconsistent, because there's some months where you know, I get a lot of money from the GI Bill, and other months where, you know, there's a break in there or something like that, and I either get a reduced check or nothing at all. And plus, that gravy train is going to be coming to an end very soon too, so there's that. You know, I can't keep living off the GI Bill forever, you know. So, yeah, by my calculations, I'll have to find some way to pay for the last semester out of pocket. Yeah, exactly. It's an inevitability, I suppose, but yeah. Well, you know, there's just, you know, demand creep and stuff like that. You know, as you get older and get more responsibilities and stuff like that, obviously you're gonna need a little more money. I mean, for me, my overhead is a lot lower than most, especially the you know, people my age, because, you know, most of them got kids and mortgage and cars and all this other shit. And I mean, for me, yeah, it'd be nice, you know, to have my own house and a car that I can depend on without having to worry about, is it going to make it to work today? You know, that'd be nice, but it's not really what I want right now, you know. For me, I just want to develop more of the video editing side of the house. You know, I just, with coming to Japan and working more with different people, companies, channels, all this stuff, you know, even if other people may disagree with me, that's on them. But you know, I just feel very confident about pursuing editing video as a career. You know, like, even though you guys may not, shit, sorry about that. It was not an earthquake, I swear. I just bumped the thing. But anyway, so even though you guys may not see like my best work on my channels, you know, I do stuff outside of YouTube. You know, whether it's commercials or e-learning was a thing I did last year. Yeah, we did like this huge e-learning course last year. It took almost an entire semester to finish up. You know, because I would go there like every weekend and film stuff, and then once we were all done filming, which that took about a month, just filming alone, then I had to sit down and edit everything. It was just a whole bunch of stuff, and then finals crept along, and it was just, that was a pretty big to-do. So we got that one. Obviously the stuff with Eric Surf 6, that's very consistent income. And, you know, all the different gigs and stuff that Eric himself has given me, aside from the Eric Mealtime stuff, you know, just other things. You know, it's definitely something that I want to pursue more of. And yeah, ever get on Fiverr for that? I tried, but again, it's like with Twitter, you know, you need that phone, and I guess they don't take Skype numbers for some reason. Although I might be able to use my American Skype number, because for some reason the American Skype number seems to work the most, more than my Japanese one does. Which I'm paying more for the Japanese number, so it's like, I don't know. But I only use that number just, you know, so people can call me, like businesses and stuff like that. So nobody ever calls, so it's fine. It's just there as a just in case. But I think, have I gone on Upwork before? Upwork was the website that I was trying to go on the most before I left Japan. Never really got too far with it. Mostly just because the gigs on Upwork were kind of low-bally, you know? At least the ones that were available to me. Like the ones that were actually decently priced, you know, they wanted like ungodly qualifications. Like you had to have like 25 years experience with Premiere Pro and, you know, all this other shit, and had to have like Academy Award winning credentials, all for like a video that's like $400 or $500, and it's like, you know. And there's others. There was one. This wasn't in Upwork, but it was on Craigslist. I saw on the Tokyo Craigslist a couple months ago when I was looking for stuff, where this company wanted you to make TikToks and Instagram videos for like 100 yen a video. So like for less than $1, they wanted you to make a fucking banger ass Instagram TikTok video. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna get my fat ass out of bed for 100 yen. Come on, fuck out of here. Which reminds me, hold on, I gotta do some finagling here. Let me see if I can pull up some Craigslist stuff. I gotta add some stuff to my watch later list as well. Cause before I came on stream, I just like pulled up a bunch of stuff I'm gonna watch later. Yeah. And doing all these different things, I see why reaction content does so well. You know, because it's depending on how you do it, it can either be like really easy or not. Oh man, that looks like a fucking banger compilation list. So, Disney, we'll go ahead and pull up Old Tokyo Craigslist, and I'll be sure to change the screen here. Hold on. Let me get everything all prepped. Okay. And we'll change screens. Okay. Now y'all can see what I see. Hi. Let me pull comments on here, just so I don't miss anything. Okay. You ever worry about the USD? Hold on. Ever worried about the USD yen, or do you get everything in yen now? It depends on the job. Like some jobs I get it in yen, others it's USD. It just depends. But for right now, at the time of this live stream, the dollar's pretty darn strong. So if I can get stuff in the burger bucks, then I would prefer it to be that. But if not, you know, yen's a lot easier to spend here. You don't have to worry about conversion fees or none of that other shit. So everything has its place. But for now, preferably in the burger bucks, because I get more mileage out of it. So this name. Okay, so we're looking through the Tokyo Craigslist for different areas. So these are the ones I normally go for: art, media design, marketing, TV film, web info, writing, editing. Because sometimes, like a video editing gig kind of gets slipped into different categories. So you got to be a little mindful of that. Let's see here. Tattoo studio assistant, 2D animator. If only I was good at animation, whether it's like 3D modeling or any other stuff, because there's a lot of jobs for stuff like that. Not just here, but like elsewhere, you know. So, yeah. See, this one would be good, but it's only, you have to be there in person in either Kyoto or Shiga. I might have to recommend my friend Dan to do this one, actually. So we're gonna save this as a .fla fileta, and I'll show my friend Dan that, because he lives down in Shiga. Or japan.co.uk. Thanks for clicking on my channel. I appreciate it. Good old Sheffield, Yorkshire bloke. Anyway, so we got, it looks like they haven't updated a whole lot of these, because it looks like I clicked on some of them already. Marketing manager, eh? Oh, hey, I guess they don't have it on here. They used to. Oh, not that one, fucking A. I did look at that one. Let's see, marketing manager. Health food supplement, business level English. Hey, I got that. So speaking and writing is a plus, but not required. So that one's possible. How strict are they in the 28 hours per week? They can get pretty strict with that stuff. So usually I like to leave myself a pretty healthy buffer just to be on the safe side, and also just in case they need me to come in and fix some stuff for a couple extra hours. That way, you know, we'll be good. So it also helps to be a fast editor too. Okay, French AV company looking for actress, female actress. Shit. Sorry, I guess these aren't enough. Okay. So you got web engineer. Of course, all the fucking IT jobs require N2 level Japanese. Fucking A, man. Japanese researcher, biology writer. Okay. It's kind of the same shit, really. So this is separate from jobs. This is called gigs. These are usually just kind of temporary, one-off jobs. That's what they're called, gigs. So it's not like a consistent thing. Sometimes they do. It depends. So we'll look at the more recent stuff. A lot of it's, traffic security, factory workers, just kind of unskilled labor type shenaniganry. Candle wax sound finishing. What the heck is that about? Translator, app designer. What the fuck is this shit? Oh, I see. Hopefully my stream doesn't get banned. But that's what that is. Okay, should probably click off that just to be on the safe side. Because you know how social media is. So. And just for the record, if there's any admin watching, it's for art. It's art. You have good luck with Craigslist jobs? Not really. Every once in a while, you find a pretty good one. There was a couple that I applied to, and either the job has already been filled, or I just wasn't good enough. I just wasn't Jozu at my skills. Gosh darn it. That looks cool. Yeah, I definitely gotta send this to my friend Dan later. See if he'd be interested in something like that. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. An extra, 5,000, 10,000 yen, free pickup, drop off, and lunch. Between 25 55. He's good. You don't have to be tall, pretty model, but passionate. Yeah, he's got this. Definitely send Dan this, for sure. But I guess we can look up some Upwork stuff, right? Should be okay. Let me make sure before I just gotta switch just to make sure everything is to Gucci's. Alright, cool. Hey. Alright, we are Gucci, so. Gotta be careful sometimes, So yeah, we got the USA only feed. Like I said, I mostly just used this back when I was in Mercagen land. Most of the jobs are based in America, so some of them want you to actually be in the area, others, just work online, that's fine. So we'll go with best matches. So, virtual assistant for editing videos. Yeah, most of these are pretty good. It's just a matter of, if they like you enough. So, we'll open up a couple of these and just kind of go through them here real quick. Oh, hey, that's the thing I wanted to do. Yeah, you see a lot of these, actually, the video intros. So, it's not just editing the video, it's just putting together an intro and then that's it. And they pay you 15-20 bucks or whatever. There's also like voiceover gigs as well. These mini lectures. Okay, so we'll just grab a couple and go to town here. So, virtual assistant of editing videos, aka video editor. Hey, that's me. And this is worldwide. This is something I gotta pay attention to now that I'm not in Mercagen land. If you're in the US, there's a lot more options available for you, but there's a lot of different like USA only jobs, which I guess is for like tax reasons or some shit, I don't know. So you gotta be careful about that if you're not in Mercagen land. Now you're looking for entry level video editors and enthusiastic about skills. Okay, at least 3 videos a week with a Movavi Pro. The fuck? Okay. What kind of shenaniganry is this? Channel Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 3 videos a week, 5. Okay. Showing picture-in-picture transitions, thumbnails. Should really. How much are they asking for on this? Okay. On average, $17.43 an hour. 5K plus total. Okay, so 5K for a fixed price. Okay, I see here. For YouTube, budget's $20-$40 a video, depending on length and requirement. $20 a video. Even $40 is lowballing, really. And that's the top that they're asking for. $40 a vid. Fuck out of here. Okay. And that's just the video that they're like tacking on the thumbnail as well, which the thumbnail could take almost as much time, if not longer, than the video if you want the video to do really well. Do I miss America at all? Yeah, actually I do. There's just like certain things I miss about it, you know, just obviously variety of different things. Not having to worry about getting kicked out of the country at any given moment because you ran out of money or, you know, visa or whatever. That part's nice. Yeah. And actually, you know, I was thinking if things don't work out well in Japan, just thinking about moving back to America to really get serious about editing videos and stuff, because, you know, like I said, I'm fucking serious about it. You know, I'm not just doing it as a fun little hobby anymore. You know, I really want to get with it. So I just got to be where the jobs are, and if they're not here in Japan, then Johnny. And plus, it'd be nice to, like, you know, move to a state that doesn't have state tax. So if I were to move back to America, it'd probably, I mean, depending on where the jobs are, obviously, you know, if I got offered a job in like LA or New York, which is possible, you know, I'm keeping my my ear to the ground, listening for stuff, and there are definitely some opportunities out there for sure. But, you know, I'm not really going to get serious about looking for a job in America unless I know for sure Japan's not going to work out. But, you know, just keeping an ear out for things. Because right now the world is yours. Yeah, literally, the world is mine. You know, like, there's just so many different options and everything, so it's kind of hard to wrap my head around everything. You know, so, but for now, I'd like to stay in Japan as long as I can, which is, yeah, rhymed, which is had been the goal since I came back, really. So, you know, I'm not looking to leave anytime soon. But that being said, I am being practical about, you know, if shit doesn't work out here, or, you know, what if I do have to move back to America, like, you know, family's sick or something's going on over there and I gotta take care of them. I mean, shit happens, you know, like, you know, my folks are getting up in age, and, you know, mom's gonna be retiring soon, so, you know, shit happens. So you just gotta be cognizant of that, you know. And my goal is to not have to work like a physical labor type job if I can help it, you know, because all my family, that's what they do. They do physical labor, and, you know, physically they're just really fucked up from it. You know, even my siblings, you know, they work that kind of shit, and, you know, it's taking a toll on their bodies. And, like, y'all, like, I'm the oldest of the family, and, like, you know, y'all are too fucking young to be this fucked up physically from the work and everything. I'm like, you know. Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's another reason why I'm fighting so hard to get this degree. Is, you know, I want to be the first first in my family to actually graduate from college. Although technically, if you count my associate's degree, I already am the first in my family to graduate from college. But as far as like bachelor's degrees go, I definitely want to be the first as well. So I want to be the 2-time graduate. I definitely want to get that picture of me with my associates and me with my bachelor's and just like, you know, the 2-time. And also being like an inaugural graduate from the LUJ bachelor's program will be really nice too. Nice little feather in my cap, I think. But anyway, getting back to business here. So yeah, this job, they're lowballing like fucking crazy because they want you to create the YouTube video, which just the YouTube video by itself, if your max budget per video is $40 and you want at least 5 or at least 3 videos expanding to 5 every week, like, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. And I'm sure they're gonna want it to be like really awesome too, right? So say for instance, and this is like maximum, right? So 40 times 5, obviously $200 a week for who knows how many hours, depending on how well the footage is shot and what they all want from it. It's like, so worst case, if you want to stay in Japan while getting other work, can't you just get an English teaching job? Yeah, sure. Like, the thing is, you know, I'm not opposed to teaching English, and in fact, like, when I'm done with school, I'm gonna see if I can get a part-time gig teaching English at a university. But since I won't have my master's, you know, I can't teach her full time. But you know, I can teach her part time for some extra cash, and then once something comes along, then be able to go from there. Which, yeah, it's fine. I just don't want it to be my main gig, you know? Like, you know, I see it more as just kind of a temporary thing. Like, you know, hey, I'm a little short on cash, I'm looking for, you know, a proper gig. So, you know, I don't mind teaching English to the kids if it comes to that, you know. And I'm not doing this to, like, I'm not saying it's to, like, shit on English teachers, because, like, there's a lot of my friends are, like, really into teaching kids English and stuff like that, and they're really good at their jobs. So, you know, if they like it and they're good at it and the kids love them and all this other stuff, then fucking awesome, man. You know, you do you. I just know I have enough self-awareness, as Gary Vee would say, to know that I'm not cut out for that sort of thing, at least not long term. You know, maybe for like a year or so, just to get some money and do something else. So, we'll see. Anyway, video editor, brand video, cut for social media, experienced, resourceful editor, cut some footage in a brand video. Okay. So I want a 3-minute, 30-second, and a 15-second. Okay. 4-minute video script. Shots of B-roll. Okay. Upcoming fintech startup. Provide the following footage. Brand guidelines tag. Okay. Alright. This one seems a little more serious. Okay. Okay, see, this isn't so bad. Even on the low end, that's still pretty darn good. Because, like, the average for editing, obviously, it depends on where you live. If you live in California or New York, this is going to be a pittance. But on the average, I'd say 30 to 35 bucks an hour for editing is pretty darn good. So if they want you to do 3 cuts, this is actually what I did for Hachiko District, basically, when I first started. So even though I didn't do the original cut, I just did the shorter social media cuts, and then resized it and, you know, repositioned the text and shit. So even though this job, oh wait, how long is this job? Oh, okay, only freelancers located in the US may apply. Wow. Well, shit. Let's see. Podcast editor needed for video and audio. Nice. Let's see, this isn't, okay, only freelancers in the US may apply, alright, shit. But we'll still look over it, though. Ah, I hate when they do that shit. Upgrade your membership to see the bid range, yeah. Yeah, no peasants allowed, please. Fuck you. Anyway, real estate video editor, sale. This one's worldwide! Alright, Pitbull. So, Real estate marketing firm in Maryland seeking a talented video editor for a house that's for sale. Okay, this is actually stuff I was doing back when I was working in Ohio for the production company that we started. One example of a high-end real estate video I've edited. Yeah, I mean it's not high-end, but I can submit it. You know, it's a bit older, but I've done it before, so must be edited in Premiere and or After Effects. Project follows upon completion. Okay, I guess. The opportunity for ongoing work. Typically within 24 hours of receiving the file. Damn. I hate when they put such a fucking sharp deadline on it. If they just want something like really quick and basic, then sure. But you know, if they want a lot of bells and whistles, then it's gonna take a little longer than 24 hours. Okay. So I'm a little hesitant about the quick turnaround. But again, it depends on their expectations. If they just want something basic, then fine. But listener hours a week, $12 an hour hourly. Yeah, it's a hard pass. Hard pass. Like I said, unless it's at least $30 an hour, which sounds like a lot, but considering all that goes into editing and the fact that you have to pay the taxes, $30 is about average, really. You know. And again, your mileage may vary depending where you live. Like I said, if you live in LA or New York, then it's gonna be higher than that. But on average, $30. So you see a lot of these on Upwork where it's video intros. So if I was a lot better at After Effects, then I would probably go for something like this because it's just really easy money. Just puts together something really basic. Okay, so it's this fucking shit. Okay, hate when they do that shit. Fucking bid range. Fuck you, guy. Anyway, video editor need to edit in a small voiceover. Sports nutrition brand. Okay. Replace the tagline at the end of our videos with a new one. Okay. So even though this this hourly rate is lower, it's not insultingly lower, and considering just how, you know, considering the low amount of work that needs to be done for this is very reasonable. So yeah, not too bad. Okay. Yeah, see, this could be pretty good, I think. Yeah, just replace the tagline, slap on the voiceover at the end, and it's just 4 different videos. Like, fuck, man, get that shit done in no time flat. So that's another thing you gotta look for in freelancing stuff is just kind of the easy jobs. So if it's something that you can do very quickly, then I don't mind charging less, like $20-25 an hour. Like, that's fine. If I can do it really quickly, then hey, it's an easy $25-50, however it's gonna cost, you know, fucking easy money. But if they're asking for like really quick turnaround times and just kind of like just a fuck ton of footage, then it's a red flag. Unless they're offering like a really good amount of money, then don't fuck with that shit. So, you know, it's like the old adage for video editing goes. It's like cheap, fast, or good. You can only pick 2. So, together 30+ mini video lectures. Okay. Each final video will be a sequence of logo, fade. Okay, 100% aligned. Additional sound be eliminated. Colors be optimized. Okay. Right. So it doesn't look like, just based on what they're giving here, I don't think we'll have to like get rid of a bunch of fuck ups. It's just basically going to be like trimming the ends and adding some shit, but nothing too strenuous as far as video editing goes, even though it's a lot, you know, 30+. $110 fixed price. with 30 videos. Even if it is fairly simple stuff, that's way too fucking low. Like, you know, maybe if, you know, we were doing 10 or 15 at the most, I would consider it, but 30 plus, nah, fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, so content creator needed, video editing for YouTube and the Facebook and Instagram ads. And just, you see, based out of Ottawa. Okay, a lot of this is just kind of fluffy shit, whatever. You know, we need to expand and think outside the box and go beyond the paradigms or whatever the fuck. Okay, create compelling ads. Okay, so we're just creating it, not managing it. Edit 50 to 30 minute long videos. Okay, oh, I see. Okay. Available video calls and communicate when needed. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a little choto about this one, you guys. So, yeah, especially 15, 25 bucks an hour. And this whole, where are we at here? Just basically like, yeah, be available for video calls and communicate when needed. I'm sure it's just, you know, if we send you an email or whatever, or join like our Slack group or something like that, that's fine, but I don't know. It's kind of a red flag for me, just because, you know, I see a lot of these where they kind of treat you like an editor monkey, where they expect you to be like Johnny on the spot all the fucking time, and that's just a red flag for me. The other stuff, be willing part of growing team, okay, cool, whatever, you know, fluff it up. Say attention to okay, that's just a requirement for some of the Upwork stuff, because they want you to pay attention to detail. Speaking right fluent English, obviously. I don't know. Kinda. I mean, this isn't like the worst I've seen. Obviously, I've seen like way fucking worse, even just within this little look around. But still, there's a lot of little red flags in here to be wary of. So, anyway. Moving on. Okay. So that was just a fun little jaunt through looking for freelance work. So now we'll go back to, oh shit, skip that there. Excuse me. Alrighty. So yeah, how long have we been on? About an hour? Okay. Yeah, it seems like being a freelancer stuff. Yeah, it definitely is. You know. But when it's one of those things where with freelancing, it's and I really want to do a video about this. I've like had a concept for it. And it's definitely going to be going up on the editing channel because I want to do some videos talking about freelance work. But it's one of those things where Chris Do from the future said it best, where freelancing is kind of the hunter mentality, where you eat what you kill, and making content and other stuff online, whether it's like an e-learning platform or tutorial videos or combination of that and other things, is more of a farming mentality where, you know, you eat what you grow. So it may take a while for those crops to bear fruit, or vegetables or whatever, but once they do, you know, you don't have to work too much hard at maintaining them. You know, so with freelancing, it's really easy to get into, and it can be tough at first, especially at first, because, you know, you're considered an unproven commodity, right? But once you get going and get a couple gigs under your belt, then stuff really starts to kick into gear, and you might fall into the pitfall of having too much work, which can be very hard to get out of, because, you know, as a freelancer, you know that if you say no to jobs or, you know, try to negotiate, you may be seen as like difficult to work with. And, you know, with freelancing, you know, it's a buyer's market, so, you know, they're not obligated to go with you as a freelancer. You know, they could just go on Upwork, as we've just seen, and put in an ad and get somebody from elsewhere for a lot cheaper and with a lot less headache to solve a problem for them. But, you know, with getting stuff cheaper, it may result in even more headaches because, you know, there may be inexperienced freelancers, or, you know, since you get it so cheap, they're not going to want to put in a whole lot of effort, so it may end up creating more headaches for them in the future. But as far as the hunter mentality, eating what you kill, like, when freelancing is good and you get some good gigs, it's really fucking good. You know, it feels like you're not even really doing much at all, you know, because, like, you know, when I first started doing freelancing and, you know, the gig money started coming in, it was really nice because, you know, with working a typical job, you know, I'd have to wait like a week or, no, it's like 2 weeks in the States, and then in Japan it's even worse. You have to wait like a full fucking month to get your paycheck. So you have to be really good with budgeting to make it through if you're just living off of that. But with freelancing, it almost seemed like cheating because, like, I would get paid, you know, not every month or every other week. It would just be, you know, when the funds would distribute, which, you know, thankfully, knock on particle board, I've been pretty good about that, you know, so my clients have been very good at distributing the funds when needed, so I haven't had to hunt them down too much. So usually get it paid within a few days, if that, of completing the project. So yeah, my accounts receivable isn't filled for very long, we'll say. But yeah, when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. You know, it's very feast or famine. You know, like I said, there's some months where you're just like swamped with gigs, and then other months where, you know, there's nothing. And that's where having kind of like a consistent part-time, because, like, for me, I think the optimal balance would be to have freelancing as like a good source of income, but also have like either like a part-time job or doing stuff on YouTube or whatever as more of a consistent source of income to kind of help balance things out when freelancing isn't so hot. So yeah, no kidding, man. So I'd say I'm doing a lot better than other students out here with their Combini Arbeitos. You know, best, you know, if they're working at McDonald's or Family Mart or Lawson's or whatever, they're probably getting like $10 an hour, maybe 11 at best. And they got to be on their feet all fucking day and, you know, shuffling greasy fries around and having to deal with fucking loud oyaji yelling at them for not giving them their smokes fast enough. By golly, how this newfangled computer work, I just give you the money and it's not working. I'm like, okay, boomer. But I digress. And plus, the nice thing about video editing is I can work from home. So I don't have to worry about commuting or none of that shit. I mean, some editing gigs, you have to be on site. Obviously, if you're filming, you gotta be on site. But for the most part, I just do most of my work here. So. And if old Colonial Macaroni wasn't a thing, I'd probably be going to like coffee houses or McDonald's or something like that and just posting and working there, you know, so I can get out of the house and still maintain my work, right? But So, yeah. Speaking of commuting, how often do I get out and explore? To be honest, not much these days, just because of, obviously the Olympics are making things exponentially worse. So Tokyo's a bit of a shit show right now, to say the least. But as far as like within Kanagawa and elsewhere, especially like with finals and working on final projects, the previous week I've been pretty much a hermit for the past few weeks, just getting final projects together and studying for finals. And I think once this week is done, I definitely do want to get out and explore, or if anything, just get the fuck out of the house and meet some people. Not feel like so much of a fucking hermit, and I've already got some stuff lined up for this weekend, actually. So Eric and I are going to be hanging out and talking about stuff, moving forward in the future. Because, to be honest, I do want to work with him more. I definitely want to be more than just an editor or a cameraman. I want to really help him move his channel forward a bit more. And I've just been thinking about how to do that, right? Because it's one of those things where I don't want to get too invested in it, because ultimately it's his call, it's his channel. He's the one in charge of it overall. But considering that I do spend a lot of time working on it, whether it's editing or shooting or both, I want it to look good, And plus, if I'm spending all this time working on his stuff, and I get opportunities to edit for other companies, channels, whatever, I want to show them what I can do as a video editor, shooter. Yo, Grover, what's up, man? How you doing? And I just want to shoot some really good stuff. Yeah, things are going really good, actually. This is like the first time in a long time I've actually been feeling pretty good about stuff. With final projects and everything like that, and studying for finals, I've just been stressed out of my mind, and it was looking pretty dicey there for the last few weeks, to be honest with you guys. But now the week is finishing up, and gonna be doing finals and taking a break from school for about a month. I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel now, so things are definitely feeling good now. So thanks, muchos aficionados. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying with Eric, he's an OG of the community, and I've been doing so much work with him. I really want to see his channel succeed, and I think there was like a comment from I forget where it was. I think it might have been on like Reddit or Twitter or maybe somewhere on YouTube. I don't remember where I saw this from. It was fairly recently. And it was talking about like kind of like the problem with a lot of current Japan travel channels nowadays is that none of them really have a personality, and they all either try to do like the same shit that everybody else does, or they just never change and they don't adapt to the current environment. And they used Eric Surf 6 as an example of that, someone who's just kind of doing his own thing and just like in his own world, hasn't really updated his shit since 2006, and that really, even though Eric doesn't really give a shit about it, it definitely pissed me off, because I've just been trying to do stuff to really improve his channel. Now, with someone as like Eric, with such a fervent fan base and people who've been with him for a long ass time, I don't want to like change his channel overnight. It's more of a a long-term play. So it's one of those things where you just make very subtle little changes, and then over time, you know, they become regular things, and people will be like, oh, okay, it's just how it's always been, right? Instead of just, you know, flipping it overnight and people like, oh man, Eric, you've changed, man. Mr. Big Shot Money YouTuber. You don't give a fuck about his audience no more. And plus I also want to make YouTube just right-sized for him, you know? Like, I don't want to come on and just add a bunch of stuff just because it's trendy, you know? I want to, you know, add those things just to give more of like a modern flair to what he does, but, you know, make it work for him and his style of shooting and humor and things like that, you know? Fit. Yeah, got some grounds in that last one. Yeah. Fucking A. So that's my long-term goals. You know, there. Yeah. Is you know, and for me, I definitely want to see his channel get up to 1 million subs. You know, because like I said, he definitely deserves it. You know, he's put in the time, and even though it's not much of a goal for him, you know, it's definitely a goal for me. You know, because I definitely want to see his channel get to that next level, I guess you could say. Fucking A. Yo, what up, Becky? Becky with the 2Ks. Hi. How you doing? What time is it for you guys out there? I don't want to be on too late. Okay, it's not so bad. It's about 10 till 9 on the east side, and then 10 till 6 on the west side. So, it's all good. Thought I heard something. Anyway, that's good. That's good to hear. And then, like, I also want to help develop other channels as well. You know, and working for Eric, you know, he's put me in contact with a lot of other people. You know, and I definitely want to help them out as well. Like Mike from Chill Japan. Really super proud of him for passing 1,000 subs in a very short amount of time. You know, I think, you know, he's got a lot to share. You know, just being in the country for 35 years at this point. You know, he's got just a wealth of knowledge, and not just about the language, but, you know, the culture, and, you know, he's just a nice, chill guy, and I want to see him do good, and I'm super fucking proud of him for passing 1,000 subs, and I'm glad that other people are starting to see what I see in that channel. So I think, you know, if he keeps on doing what he's doing, and just makes little improvements along the way, he's gonna go far on YouTube, I think. You know, because the important thing about doing stuff on YouTube, or just online in general, is to just be authentic. You know, it's not really enough to, like, it's not really accurate to say, you know, be yourself, but basically just don't be something you're not, you know. Or if you do want to do like character work or something like that, just make it obvious that you're a character. You know, like with the whole Mr. Peachy thing, you know, it's pretty obvious that it's not really me. But yeah, just don't be something you're not, you know. Like, you know, for me, I think that, you know, this is, you know, just how I am in real life, you know. So if people meet me on the streets or whatever, out in town or whatever, you know, that they'll, you know, they won't be like, man, that Andy San, you know, he wasn't what I thought he was, you know. He's not like he is on his live streams or whatever. And yeah, I might be a little more shy, like out in the IRLs, because I'm not really expecting to meet anyone. or I might just have like a kind of a flat face look all the time. It's because I'm usually listening to something like a podcast or videos or whatever, so I'm just kind of out in my own world, and my face is AFK, just like this all the time. So, don't take it personally, kids. It might take me a little bit to recognize people too, because I remember, I think it was last week, I was walking around and somebody was kind of giving me that like double take, kind of like expecting to be like, hey, do I know you? You know me? And I'm like, I was like looking at them, and I was like, why are you staring at me like that? And then she's just like, what you got? Whatever. Yo, Ain't Virgo, what's up? Getting everybody in chat today. It's good. It's good. Good day. Good stuff. Yeah, so other things I'm thinking about doing, changing subjects here because I'm looking at my camera, but another thing I want to do, and I don't know if I want to do like tech stuff on my editing channel. Like, I could see it working, but I don't know, it might fuck up some things. But I mean, worst case scenario, I could just move it to here. Just got back home from shopping. Right on, brother. Right on. But I was thinking, for those of you just in the chat, do a quick little recap. So I just recently bought a small rig cage for my A7C. This is one that just came out actually, so it's out of stock and you'll have to wait like 5 weeks to get it. But this is the A7C cage with the extendable grip. So I'm really excited about this one, mostly just for the grip. The other stuff is just kind of extra, really. I just want something with the grip. But you can tell, like, one of the disadvantages of the A7C is the shallow grip. Like, it basically ends at like the silver part. So you can see just how far the extended grip goes. And I don't exactly have big hands either, but even my smaller hands are having trouble with the small grip. But yeah, good seeing you, Jim. Take care. Like I said, yeah. And the grip is also, well, grippier than the actual grip, which feels more like kind of like a suitcase sort of texture. It feels nice, but it's not very grippy. This one's got almost like kind of a waxy feel to it, so it has a little more grip to it. And it's extended, so it's just something going on. Oh. Looks like the stream's getting a little... Oh, I see. Okay, hold on just a sec, guys. I gotta do a quick little adjustment. I'll be back on in just a few seconds. Okay, alright, and we're back. Okay, sorry about that. I saw that the stream was starting to lag, and I was like, oh shit. So I had my VPN on. Usually it's pretty good about it, but not always. Anyway, like I was saying, so the reason I pulled this fucking camera out, aside from just showing you the new small rig cage, I wanted to do a more of a review of this camera to kind of give you guys an idea of what it's capable of and stuff like that, and if I regret purchasing it and all this other shit. So, I gotta say, and this might be spoiling the video, but it's probably not gonna come out for a while, so it's fine. But yeah, just as far as do I regret buying the camera? Nah. Like, I definitely, I'm super glad that I bought the camera and I'm back in the Sony family, and it's my first full frame camera too. So I'm really super excited about that. And actually, I've been taking more pictures with that camera than video, to be honest. And I just love the picture quality, both for photos and video. But there are several disadvantages with that camera. One of them being the lack of custom buttons. Even though that's more of a photography element, even even as a videographer, I can definitely take advantage of some custom buttons, mostly just adjusting like shutter speed settings and things like that. But if the shutter speed settings were kind of carried over from mode to mode, I think I wouldn't have to fuss with custom buttons as much, me personally, anyway. Is my stream fucking up? Okay, we'll lower it to like super low quality, make sure the stream's not fucking up. Hopefully it's not fucking up, because I don't know what it would be if it's fucking up. But regardless, like I was saying, yeah, lack of custom buttons. It wouldn't be that big of a deal for me personally if the settings and everything would carry over from mode to mode, because like in manual mode, I want them to be at different settings because, you know, I'm usually taking pictures. But if I'm in movie mode, then I want it to be, you know, 1/50 for the shutter speed, and just kind of make adjustments from there. But it doesn't carry over from mode to mode, so you have to like readjust it every time, and it's fucking annoying, to be honest. So they might come out with a firmware update that fixes that, maybe. It's a really small thing, but it definitely does impede on my workflow. So yeah, lack of custom buttons, the shallow grip, I would say, is probably one of the major downfalls of that camera. And I get it, you know, it's the A7C, C for compact, so I understand they wanted to cut down on size for the camera, but I think they could have at least, you know, had a more substantial grip. Like, it didn't have to go like full like A7SC or A7S3, sorry, I keep saying that. They didn't have to go with like the full frame size grip like the A7S3 has, but they could have at least had like a A6600 style grip, which is smaller but still gets the job done just fine, and it's the same battery size too, so it wouldn't be that hard to get it in there. And then another thing would be the, you know, kind of crappy rangefinder, which for me, since like I said, I don't do photography primarily, I do take pictures with it, but photography is not my main gig. So for me, it's not that big of an issue, but I can see, you know, for photographers, it can definitely be a deal breaker if that's what they're into. And then another thing, and it's not really the camera itself, it's not really the camera's fault, but the kit lens. Now, I know what you're thinking, you know, little kit lenses, whatever. They're supposed to be crappy, right? But Sony has had a pretty good reputation of having pretty darn good kit lenses, I gotta say. You know, I was looking back at some photos from back when I had the A5100 and even the A5000, which were entry-level cameras even back then. And now you can get them for like, what, 200, 300 bucks, if that. Probably get them even cheaper than that, even with the kit lens. And all I had was either just a kit lens or the zoom lens, which at the time I bought for like 800, but now you can get that for about 200, 300 bucks. So, man, have times have changed, right? But yeah, even with just those two lenses, like looking at the pictures now, like 5, 6, 7 years later, they still hold up, I think. You know, obviously I know more about photography now than I did then, but even looking at some of those photos now, they look pretty darn good. And you know, you can do a whole bunch of tweaking and peeking in Lightroom and stuff like that, and I'm getting to learn Lightroom a lot more too, because I'm doing a lot more photo shoots. So, you know, there's that. I guess the only other critique I would have about the A7C would be the using the older Sony menu system, because I have used the A7S3, and they have the newer Sony menu system, which is easier to navigate. But you know, coming from the older Sony cameras, I'm used to the older Sony menu system. I don't like it, but I can navigate through it, you know. So for me, it's not that big of a deal, and I don't really go in and tweak the settings a whole lot on the regular. Usually I just kind of go in there, dial in all my settings, and just leave it, you know. If I have to change any settings, it's usually just in like, you know, shutter speed, aperture, you know, white balance, stuff like that. And you can just change those in the front menu, so you don't have to go super deep into things, you know. Like, I don't really change frame rates or any of that other stuff, especially in Japan with 50 cycle lighting. You know, if you try to do like the cool slow motion stuff, you get that fluorescent flicker and it just looks like shit. So that's why I had to switch to 24 frames per second. That way I could avoid a lot of that flicker. So that's nice. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as the stuff I don't really like about the A7C. But as far as stuff that I do like, oh shit, I didn't even get into the kit lens. I mean, I said it wasn't as good, but I didn't say exactly why. So, yeah, the kit lens, like I said, Sony's usually pretty good about kit lenses, but this kit lens, it's just not that good. First of all, the minimum focusing distance is like about a foot, maybe a little less. So you have to be pretty far away to get like a good close-up image. And you know, if you're even just slightly, you know, less than the minimum focusing distance, the whole thing just goes to shit. So for something that's meant to be like a kit and very casual and stuff like that, I just kind of wish the minimum focusing distance was a lot closer, to be honest. But you know, I think that could definitely be improved upon, for sure. But I do like the size and just the amount of zoom that you get from a fairly small little pancake lens. That's nice. But definitely I'm going to be getting a new lens for sure. The one I'm aiming for is the Tamron 2875, because that's kind of the typical YouTuber lens, I guess, with the full frame cameras. Although I guess most of them kind of aim for the 17 to 28. That's a little more expensive, and plus for me, since I'm going to be using it primarily to shoot other things rather than just my face, I don't mind that it has a you know, it's less wide, basically. You know, I'd prefer to have a little more zoom than width, although that might change later and I might end up getting the 17 to 28 at some point. But I think for most cases, the 28 to 75 is going to be just fine. And plus it'll be a, you know, higher or lower aperture rather. So gonna have a little more light hitting the lens, which is gonna be nice. You get some good nighttime photography and things like that. Like, I've seen so many great pictures and videos with that camera lens combo. It's like, why not, right? You know. But obviously, one of the you know, two of the main advantages of the A7C over, you know, like an A7 III or whatever the case is obviously the size. You know, I definitely prefer that size of camera over the bigger ones, even though the bigger ones look more professional. So if I show up to a shoot with, you know, A7S III or whatever the case, people will be like, oh, this guy's, you know, he's serious. You know, versus the A7C, which is a little more casual, you know, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. You know, if you go to, like, you know, major shoots, then people may not take you as seriously. But if you're like in a cafe or something like that, people will probably be less, you know, wanting to stop you from filming, because they'll be like, oh, it's just a, you know, just a little point and shoot camera, whatever, no big deal. You know, it's not a point and shoot, but you guys get what I'm saying. you know, it's less intimidating of a camera, which is good for a lot of what I shoot being YouTube videos. So, you know, it's less intimidating for people around, and, you know, less intimidating for guests who aren't used to doing stuff on YouTube. So, and it's lighter, so I'm not lugging around a big ass fucking camera and lens and stuff. So that's nice. But I guess like the main advantage I would say would be the flippy screen, because I just cannot deal with that Sony like tilt screen. It's not happening, man. It's not happening. I don't like it. So that's why I got the A7C. And also, you know, I wanted to take pictures too, so that's why I went for that over the A7S III, which, you know, great at video, but a little, you know, I want something that's a little more versatile, basically. So I feel pretty good about the A7C. And plus, like I said, it's meant to be my entry into the full frame family of Sony. So, you know, I do plan on, not in the near future, obviously, because I just bought the freaking thing. But, you know, as we move on to other projects, definitely, you know, investing more into different members of the full frame family of Sony. And obviously with the E-mount lens system being, you know, having much more variety than it did when I first got my Sonys, back when the E-mount lens family was very new and there's only like a few select lenses that you could get for it. You know, I remember when it first came out, people were like, oh man, I can't believe Sony released like 5 lenses or whatever for it. Meanwhile, Canon's got all this, you know, family of glass, and now 5-7 years later, you know, Sony's the one leading way in terms of that stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, you know, definitely want to talk more about that sort of techie stuff, because, you know, I'm really into that sort of thing. I'm debating on whether or not to release that on my editing channel or just release it here, but I think it would probably do better on my editing channel than it would be here, because here is just, you know, a little more casual. You know, you guys come here to hear updates from me and, you know, other stuff that doesn't really fit the other channels. So I would say I'd probably put it on the editing channel before I'd put it here, just to give it a little more variety, you know. And if it doesn't work out, then fuck it, I'll just move it to here. You know, no big deal. Yeah, do you link all your channels on your page? I don't see it listed. Search last live. Oh, yeah, it's, I don't have it in the description, I don't think. Do I? Oh, yeah, they're there. I need to rename this, though. Yeah, they're, all the channels and stuff are there. They're in the affiliate links and stuff. Top links. There's the Andy Japani channel, and then I have to rename this. It's no longer Adam Media, but it's Edit by Andy. So let me change that real quick. Edit by Andy. And then I gotta change the link here as well. Okay. So we'll just make sure that link works here real quick. So, and it does. Awesome. I do got to change the logo and everything in there too. So, alrighty. So, in Florida? I was never in Florida, dude. No, I was never stationed in Florida. The only time I went to Florida was when my folks and I visited Disney World. That was about it. And that was back in like fucking 2005, 2006. I think it was actually even before I got on YouTube. It was when we went down to Florida. But yeah, before I was, if you're talking about like my Navy days, yeah, I was never in Florida. I was in San Diego. I think it's probably what you're thinking. Obviously not Chicago. That's pretty far away from Florida. But yeah, it would be kind of cool to visit. I mean, obviously once stuff is a bit more sane than it is now. Yeah, I definitely want to visit more places. And I'm kind of jealous of Tokyo Kuni, who's right now going on a cross-country trip. Oh, you did? Oh, right on. Oh. Pretty dead here, trying to move. Yeah, I feel you. Want to try Canada? That's not that easy. Yeah, exactly. Like with Canada, just like it is with Japan, you know, you got to get a work visa and all this other stuff. You can't just move there to move there, you know. Because I was actually considering that several years ago, moving to Canada just to, you know. But yeah, it was just like a whole to do, and yeah, he's on the PBS, and he's also doing his he's back on YouTube on his own channel again, making a video detailing his cross-country journey to different national parks. So right now he's going up and down the East Coast, and I think he's gonna go further west eventually. Oh yeah, because I remember before he got back onto YouTube, he shared a couple links with some of his TV shows that he did on PBS, like Eastbound and Down. I think is what it was called, or Northbound and Around. It was like, I think it was a play on Eastbound and Down, something like that, where he was talking about stuff in upstate New York. It's pretty cool, definitely. And it's good seeing him back on the YouTubes, even though it's kind of weird seeing him as like under the Tokyo Kuni banner. You know, personally, I'd like to see him rebrand just because he's not in Tokyo anymore. So, but cool. But yeah, it's just good to see him back. You know, like I said, he's one of the major influences that I've had to get me started on YouTube. You know, and I go back and look at his older stuff, and now that he's making newer stuff, I'm looking at that too, and you know, it's obviously his style of filmmaking isn't you know, the newest and coolest style like it was, but I think it's kind of evolved into something a little more kind of down to earth, I guess. Because, you know, you see a lot of these, you know, higher production value stuff, like what Abroad in Japan does. I actually have his latest Journey Across Japan video in my queue. I'm going to watch that after we're done live streaming here. And, yeah, I love what they both do, you know. Like, it's one of those things where I think, you know, the internet has a place for both styles of content, you know. All the live streams back in the day. Yeah. Well, I mean, he was going through a lot back then too. You know, like, you know, I don't want to get too into it, even though he's made it public. But you know, he was having some family issues back home, and that's ultimately the reason why he moved back, was to be closer to his family, because his family was going through some stuff at the time. So most likely that's probably a carryover from that. So, you know, now that those issues have largely resolved themselves, to my knowledge anyway, I don't know. And again, I don't want to get too personal about it, but you know, once borders reopen, and you know, if he's feeling froggy about coming back to Japan, you know, I don't see him like coming back to live in Japan again, but to visit, you know, just have like a little nice nostalgia run. I could definitely see that once borders reopen and things get a little bit more safe. And you know, if I'm still here, I definitely want to meet him and, you know, help him shoot some vids and stuff like that, because man, it would be a fucking honor, to be honest. See where you happy to see him living well and healthy. Abroad in Japan's rather unique. He has such a great tone and style for film. Yeah, definitely. True. Didn't know why he went back to the US. Yeah, it was. I mean, there was a couple other issues besides family. Like, he felt like at that point in his career, and this is all stuff from the Why Come Japan podcast on Radree's channel. So I'm not sharing anything I shouldn't be sharing. This is all public shit now. But he basically felt at that time that, you know, if he wanted to make a career change or whatever, you know, he felt like he was, you know, if he didn't want to be too old when he came back to America. So he felt like he was leaving at the right time. And I think he was coming up on 40 when he moved back. So, yeah, I mean, just a lot of different things lined up, and, you know, I guess he felt like he did everything he wanted to do in Japan at that point, so why not, right? You know, like, overall, I'm happy for him, and I'm so glad that he's back on YouTube, even though he's not cruising and perusing around Japan anymore. Like, I'm super fucking happy for him, and the new content he's putting out is that nice, cozy, just kind of chill vibes sort of content, and I'm super for it. Elkford, huh? Never heard of it. Shiranayo. But yeah, you know, with Abroad in Japan, he's got a very unique filming style. You know, like he treats his videos more like a TV show than kind of like the typical YouTuber sort of filming style, which makes him stand out a bit more. And that's actually something that Tokyo Kuni did back in the day too. You know, I maintain that had Kuni decided to stay in Japan, he would be, you know, basically where Abroad in Japan is. And, you know, I see Abroad in Japan as more of a kind of a continuation of what Kuni started. Even though there's obviously some different stylistic elements, and, you know, obviously Kuni started way earlier, so his style wasn't quite as refined as Chris Broad's. But you can see a lot of very similar elements in that style, because they both copied elements from television. You know, like with Kuni, it was, you know, the Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations, a lot of stuff like that. So he filmed it, especially because he was working for, I believe it was Fuji TV back in the day. So he was doing stuff like that, and he just kind of, you know, was making the Life in Tokyo series based off of those sorts of styles, and just kind of what the style du jour was for you know, YouTube making back in the day, which most of it was, you know, fairly raw, uncut videos, maybe little cuts here and there just to go between different scenes, or to, you know, shorten it so that way you can meet the video length requirement back when that was a thing. The old 10-minute video requirement, which then got bumped up to 15, and then now it's unlimited. Yeah, he was on a lot of shows in stand-up. And I remember seeing both him and John Daub on the same shows. And it was just like one of those weird, like, worlds collide sort of things. It's like, oh shit, I totally forgot. Like the Turks back then, it didn't last too long. Yeah. It was, I remember seeing some stuff where he would, like, go on location and either, like, try the food, or, you know, there'd be, like, these weird sort of devices or something like that, and he would try to use them, or try to explain, like, what they were, or you know, he was part of like a lot of variety type stuff back in the day. Which sadly, there's not a whole lot of footage of that. I don't know if it's still up or not because of the copyright strikes and stuff. But let me see if I can do a little. Let's see. TV. Let's see. See if it's still up. Oh Jesus, Tokyo Street TV. There's a blast from the past. Fucking A, man. This guy, who is this guy? I forget his name. Oh, Street English TV. Okay. Okay. I was like, I remember this. Oh, Jesus. Fucking A, this is not... this is major Natsukashi. Okay, we're gonna say that as a .fla. Filleta. Let's see, Japanese TV. See if I can find them. Because I'll share the link in the chat. Maybe it's under his real name. Or Tokyo Space Kuni. No. Yeah, I don't see him. Oh. There's a little clip, but that's not really what I'm looking for. We'll go ahead. I'll share the Wycombe Japan interview that he had with Radri. Share that first. Let's see. Wycombe Japan interview. Hey. Okay, so this is the Wycombe Japan interview that he did with Radri. I edited this one. Well, I tried to anyway. Some of the sound was like really fucking low, and that camera angle made him look like way fatter than he actually is. But let's see, maybe it's under his real name. I know there's fucking footage of him up there. I'm bound and determined to fucking find it. I know it's fucking on here. Come on. Kevin Reynolds, who's this fucking clown? Let me check this dude out. Oh, it's a different Kevin Kinney. Maybe, I know I fucking have it. There's fucking, jeez. I forget what it's called, though. Oh my god. This is gonna bother me. I gotta find this. I'm sorry for hijacking the stream, guys, but, I've got to share. If the link's even up. I don't even know if it's up anymore, but I have... Where the fuck is it? Come on now. God damn it. Okay. Yeah. It's on my hard drive. That's why I'm... I just need to get the name. So that way I know what to search for, because it might be... might either be in like Japanese or something. I'm just not searching for the right thing. Or it might not even be up. I don't know. But we will investigate that noise. But Zanes and Fever. Cause y'all gotta see this shit. It was a miscellaneous. Yeah. Where is it? Tokyo Eye Clips. Please don't copy strike me. Oh, okay, so it's just Tokyo Eye, I guess. Okay. So, Tokyo Eye Clips. Hopefully we can find it. Because y'all gotta see this shit. Okay, so Tokyo Eye. Ramen Adventure. Man, they're still doing Tokyo Eye stuff. Wow. It's pretty amazing, actually. I didn't think they'd still be doing it. Thought it was like an old ass series apparently. But let's see. We'll just see. Still around. Oh no. Well, that's lame. That's lame. I wonder if he's on this one. Let's mute that just to be on the safe side. Okay, you got. Is he on this? Fuck. Skip around. Where's he at? Then, no, it's not somebody else. Michael, something or other. English teaching looking motherfucker. Alright. I'm sorry, guys. I guess he's, guess some clips still ain't, up anymore. Eh. Sad times. Let's see if there's any, new comments on here. Okay. Alrighty. Where are we at here? So the other channel, check out what I'm working, what are you doing today, just editing, how your finals go. Yeah, finals are going pretty good. I'm not actually going to be starting on any of them until tomorrow, because usually, oh, I forgot to put the fan back on. Okay, it's on. Usually during finals week, like, you don't have to go to class unless it's your time for the final, and then that's it. But I guess they're trying something different this semester and just having you, you know, come into class normally, and then they would do like a, like a study or whatever, and just kind of go over material for the final. And then the next class period is going to be the time you actually take the final, which is kind of strange, but it's nice, I guess. That way you're not like surprised, I guess, by the material. So my guess is today it's just gonna be going over stuff for the final for 2 of my classes, and then tomorrow I'll be starting the first final, and then Friday I'll be starting the other 2. So tomorrow will be 2 finals, and then Friday will be 2 more finals, and well, that's it. So don't particularly like that way of doing things. I'd rather just get the final done and over with and enjoy my summer break, but Shogunai and such. So yeah, man, like today's like the first day I actually felt like pretty darn good about things. You know, it's like I've just been so fucking busy with final projects and just a bunch of other stuff. You know, I just kind of let it get to me, and I've been like kind of in hermit mode for a while. Not really going outside, not really doing much of anything. You know, just working on stuff, and I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And, you know, break time is coming very close. Yeah, good on you, dude. Good on you. And oh, I guess there's some other news stuff. So as far as the vaccine goes, I did get an invite or a little card or whatever. So considering that it does have some side effects, I wanted to wait until after finals to set up an appointment. That's right. 4 more and we're done for the semester. But yeah, as far as the vaccine goes, I did get an invite. I'm not going to schedule anything until after finals, so that's going to be next on the agenda. And then I also got a card yesterday for my visa renewal. So those who don't know, right now I'm on the job hunting visa, but I'm changing back to a student visa because, you know, I'm going back to school. So originally I was going to do it as soon as I started up classes, but you know, when I went to immigration, they were like, "Why are you changing it now?" You know, so they wanted me to wait until it was closer to expiration to change it. So I guess I kind of jumped the gun there. So that's why I'm changing it now, like near the end of the semester. It's kind of weird, but yeah. So yeah, changing it because I'm going back to school and going to be back on the student visa. So as far as, you know, my normal day-to-day stuff, you know, Arbeito and all that kind of stuff, nothing's really going to change. It's just going to be a name change, you know. So yeah, I'm back on that student visa life. So we're going to be dealing with those two things after the semester is over with. So that'll be next week. We're getting that all taken care of and get the 5G installed. So if you start seeing me shill for Microsoft bimbos, then you'll know 5G has been activated, basically. So that's going to be going. New visa is going to be coming in. Yeah, new stuff. And then as far as other video projects goes, once the semester's done, I'm going to be finishing up the... I shared this on Instagram, but I'm working on a Bikram yoga session video that I shot with the Eric Surf 6 and some friends on the beach down in Shimoda. So the nice thing about that, now that's more of a long-term goal, being permanent resident. But that'd be nice for sure. I'm not even going to really consider applying for a permanent residency until after I get a work visa at least, and we'll just go from there. But yeah, definitely on the road, just pretty early in the journey for something like that. But if I get that, that'd be fucking nice. Oh shit. Oh yeah. Right? Nah. Now they check for that shit nowadays. Back when that certain YouTuber that we know got it, that was before they really started checking on that shit. But now they're, you know, serious about that sort of thing. And plus, I'm so close to getting the for realsies degree anyway, so it's like, what's the point? You know, kind of pointless at this point. Who's this YouTuber? I wonder. Yeah. Yeah, it's good seeing you again, Deck One. So, yeah, I guess there isn't any fresh news about this certain YouTuber. They've been kind of on the low for a while. So, yeah. Oh, what the fuck was that? Ah, jeez. Sorry, the old ADD brain was kicking in. What were we talking about before? A lot of you guys are there. Permanent residency must be nice. Yeah, right? If only we knew which ham bone we were talking about. Oh, wait. Did I let it slip? Oh, gee golly. Had an update, and that's because I've been on a ham diet. Yeah. Well, ham is pretty fattening, so yeah, definitely gotta take it easy on the ham for your own both physical and mental health, I would say. So. You don't want to be defecating on my father's penis. Yeah, it's that guy. So, but you know what they say. It's almost like he's here right now, right? Oh. Yeah, I guess I'm about 100 kilos too light to be playing that role, right? Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Because you know what they say, Dequan? The best revenge is a life well lived. So, that's my point on it. And we're making some good strides in life with the visa and jobs and all that sorts of stuff. So, but anyway, still got 5 peeps in the chat. I think we'll go on for about 20 more minutes, and I gotta head out, get some lunch. Old boy getting hungry. Guess those 2 bananas weren't quite enough. But yeah, man, things are going pretty good. As far as YouTube stuff goes, with this channel, like I said, like a lot of people think that I'm trying to build this channel up as like the go-to channel, but it's not really the case. You know, this is just my for funsies channel. Like, I don't really give a shit if this channel grows or not. If it does, fucking awesome. Like, I'd love to get it above 2,000 subscribers, by golly. Thanks, Andy. Really appreciate it. For sure. Yeah, like I said, you know, I'm not looking to, you know, intentionally grow this channel. Like, if it happens, it happens, and it has been happening. I've been looking at the analytics, and things are going pretty good for this channel, but it's not my intention to grow it specifically. It just, you know, it's my for funsies channel, guys. But for my Edit by Andy channel, definitely want to grow that one. And then for the Andy Japandy channel, it's more about raising awareness for study abroad programs. So that's more of, you know, just kind of sharing life lessons and hopefully, you know, getting people who are interested in studying abroad in Japan. No worries, man. It's good to see you on here for sure. So take her easy. But yeah, so for the Andy Japandy channel, even though that one hardly gets any views and, you know, subscriber wise it's my smallest channel, and money wise it's also my least earning channel in terms of AdSense anyway. So by all accounts I should probably give up on it, but yeah, you too, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one. But like I said, the amount of brand awareness that I get from that channel is pretty insane. You know, being able to have at the time of this live stream 4 people, you know, sign up for Lakeland, and you know, with that referral scholarship, you know, it definitely adds up for sure. So even if I just get one person to sign up for it, like, that really helps me out and helps them out too, because, you know, the books and stuff don't come cheap, and especially if you're just moving to Japan or just getting started with school, like, every little bit helps. You know, it's not a whole lot of money, you know, just go on, but you know, definitely adds up when you're getting books and supplies, and you know, if you're moving to a new place, you know, a little bit helps, you know. So, and it also helps spread brand awareness for Lakeland. And to be honest, like, I love the school, but it's its marketing definitely leaves a lot to be desired. So, you know, I just want to give a little love back to my alma mater, even though I'm still going to them. And that's another thing I want to do more of too, not just on that channel, but you know, hopefully get them started on doing stuff on social media. Most of their SNS social media type stuff is done on Instagram, so in fairness, they are doing some stuff on Instagram and doing pretty good with that. But I definitely want to get them on YouTube as well, talking about stuff, you know, and spreading their own brand awareness. Because like, when most people think of studying abroad in Japan, it's either random language schools or temple, and that's about it really. Like, nobody really knows of any other school that teaches classes in English out here, and Lakeland is definitely a really good alternative. You know, am I saying that, you know, their curriculum is the best, and you know, they got the best teachers and stuff like that. Not really. You know, there's, you know, some stuff that I think they could definitely do better on. But as an alternative to Temple, I think, you know, they're a very solid contender in terms of that, especially if you're looking for more of a small campus feel. I mean, obviously you're doing stuff online, so, you know, definitely a pretty small campus here, you gotta say. Did I see your badass video skills on your Reiwa JCJ vid? No, I did not. Did not see that one. I haven't really been poking around the old JCJs lately. I've been busy working on school stuff. But if you want to share, you know, take a look at it after the stream. So we're gonna be going on for another 15 minutes or so, and then I gotta head out. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, with Lakeland and stuff, definitely want to get back to them and show that there's more than one school out here that teaches classes in English. So yeah, so that's why I have the Andy Japandy channel up there, in addition to also showing you guys what life in Japan's like, even though there's billions of other videos that do that already. Nice. Really looking forward to that. Yeah, share the link in chat. I'll have to manually approve it, but yeah, just put her in chat, and then or is it on your channel? It said it's on your channel, right? So probably just yes. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, if you're not able to share the link, just I'll look it up. Let's see here. There you are. Yeah, you don't have anything on this. It might be on another channel, maybe. Oh, it's only on Reddit? Nah. Okay. So is it on the Reiwa JCJ, or is it on just regular JCJ? Have to go anonymously. Let's see here. Where is it? Ew, light mode. Gross. Come on now. Oop. I keep wanting to put Japanese circle. Anyway. Good old J-Vlog crap. Good stuff. Ogly Oblies here. Let's see. See if I can find the. Oh, Gaijin friend is gone. Dang. Shows how long it's been since I was last on here. How long ago did you post this, dude? Like, I'm like 15 days deep. Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? Oof. Where is it? Or, oh, it's on the Reiwa one. Okay, gotcha. My bad. Okay, let's. Okay. Reiwa. Fuck. Yeah, BCJ. Oh, hey, they're coming up in members. Nice. I remember when there was only just a few of them. Okay. Oh, there you are. Deck 1 is back. Nice. Alright, we will watch that later. I don't know if there's any copyright music or anything being played, so I just want to do a quick little scan through the current JVlog crap. First Indonesia and Singapore next month. Who's this? Okay. Rob in Japan. God damn. This motherfucker got JC Jade hardcore. Fucking A, man. Oh, Jesus. The credit shift to. What the fuck is it? Fucking A. Let's see. Goodness. Say you men mostly. Oh, Jesus. Fukuoka switch. He went full unjerk. Never go full unjerk. Anyway. It's only on Reddit right now, no audio. Oh, no audio. Okay, cool, cool. Alright. We'll switch cameras so you can get a little play action here. So, all PG, no audio. Good shit. Okay. Deck 1 is back, baby! Okay, so you're on like a... Just like first class or some shit? Must be nice. Watching this motherfucker. And then this motherfucker. Drinking some Perrier. Oh, nice. Living that highball life. Oh, you're just drinking it neat. Oh, I guess on the rocks with the ice. Fucking noisu. Living that first class life. See, I'm keeping it really on. Nice, nice. Fucking noisu. Alrighty. Good shit, good shit. Goodness. Yeah. Guess old Drew boy probably don't make enough shekels to afford first class. I mean, I don't either, so. Not living that high IT monkey life, so. Shogunai and such. But anyway, I think that's a pretty good little spot to leave her off at for now. Because that's how I roll. Hell yeah. Deckwan, Mr. High Roller. And High Balla, too. We added a little bit of that club soda or whatever. Anyway, alright guys, I think we're gonna end her here. And I gotta get going, get some food, and get ready for some final studying and gambating and such. So anyway, with all that said, this is Andy. Signing for now. As always, forever. See you next time. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Slumming on the YouTubes with Ham and Saitama. Hell yeah.